What a time to be a Commanders fan. Guys, it is Victory Monday here on the Ballin in Burgundy podcast. Yeah, it's just me right now. It's just John here. Tonight's schedule's the lineup with the others. But man, what a victory Monday. We moved to 4-1 after this dominant and lopsided, I guess is the right word, win over the Cleveland Browns at Northwest Stadium, 34-13. Before we can get to any of that, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. You're not going to want to miss out. Like and subscribe. Hit that post notification bell so every time that we upload. Instagram and TikTok at Ballin and Burgundy Podcast. Twitter at BIB Podcast 22 because Twitter is not like long uses. But let's get into this 34-13, and the defense came to play. Let's just start with this Joe Witt defense, okay? How about today alone? We allowed only 13 points, 6 in the first half. 2 field goals by Dustin Hopkins, right? 13 points allowed, 7 sacks. 7 sacks. Okay? I can't remember the last game. We've had more than 3 in the past few years. Today we've had 7. We had as many sacks as they did points in the first half. That ain't crazy. 7 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery, 11 QB hits, 5 pass deflections. Are you kidding me today? And the defensive MVP of this game, Frankie Luvu, number 4. Oh my God. This man gets his hype in the locker room, pre-game, post-game, and should be defensive MVP, and he should be talked about right now as one of the best linebackers and defensive players in this league right now. The stats from today: 10 pass rush snaps, 5 pressures, it says really 2.5, so let's call it 3 sacks, and an interception, which really actually was a fumble recovery. It looked like an interception, but a 93.5 pass rush grade. Are you kidding me right now? This defense came to play. All right. The Browns did next to nothing. Like I said, 13 points. Deshaun was 15 of 28 for $125 and a touchdown. They were held to 104 yards total all around. Jerome Ford was their most at 9 for 47, and Deontay Foreman 9 for 44. Receivers couldn't do anything. Amari Cooper had the most, 4 for 60. Jordan Atkins, I think, is a tight end, 3 for 22. Jerry Jeudy, 1 for 16. Jayden and Njoku, 1 for 14. Like, they were nothing. The fumble lost by Sean Watson was recovered by Frankie Luvu. And I mean, we came to play. And that, like, when I say 7 sacks, it is unquestionably our best game as a defense in months. All right, so Frankie Luvu, all right, let's call it 2.5. So Frankie Luvu had 2.5. Bobby Wagner with a sack and a half. John Allen with a sack. Dorrance Armstrong with a sack. Dante Fowler with a sack. Like, 2 edge rushers, 2 linebackers, and defensive tackle all had sacks today. Are you kidding me right now? And at Air Raid Concepts, Steve's on Twitter. And I want you guys to know, let me down in the comments, and if I clip this out, let me know what you think. That Frankie Luvu, number 4, is the best Washington linebacker since London Fletcher. I don't know. I would have to go back and look at the tape, look at the stats, because people are going to say Ryan Kerrigan, but he was more of a pass rushing inside linebacker, the same way TJ Watt is. That's why TJ Watt is multiple time defensive player of the year. That's why Ryan Kerrigan has 91.5 career sacks. Like, as a true linebacker, it might be the absolute case. All right. And this offense keeps putting out. Now, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for this offense. No. Because in the first quarter, all right, Terry McLaurin, in the first quarter, had 2 receptions for 78 yards, including this 66-yard bomb on, I believe, a 3rd down. I think it was 3rd down and 4, where Jayden's rushing around a defender, breaks a tackle, and just sidearm that thing down the field to Terry, who, if he doesn't get tripped up by that defender, has a touchdown in his bag. But he gets us down to the 5, and I believe on third and goal, Jayden throws an goal line interception to Jeremiah Wusu-Moore, number 6. He was wearing the Guardian cap. First of all, JOK got paid this offseason and looks like a dog every single week. And interceptions by rookies, that's fine. He had one last week. I'm not worried about it. Or I think it was 2 weeks ago. It's the goal line picks that can hurt a team. Now, the Browns did absolutely nothing with this ball. They punted it. Olumizakis got us back down to the Cleveland 35. So we got that field position right back. And B-Rob goes for a touchdown. But it's the goal line. Like, that ended our streak of goal, red zone trips equal points. That was the last one. So we kept that off at 17 or 18. But other than that, like, after that, the offense just clicked. Right? I believe at halftime, it was 24-3. Halftime. 24-3. Just 24-3. Terry McLaurin had one more reception than the Browns had points in the first half. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? 3 points in the first half. But this offense came to play, right? We are now 4-1 for the first time since 2008. And the second time we've been 4-1 in the last 25 years. Guys, I am only 22. Justin might be a little older than me. Andrew and Chris are youngins. So in our entire lifetime, we have not started 4-1 twice. Since 2008. I don't even know if Chris was born yet in 2000. He might have been in 2008. But when I tell you something about this offense just clicks like that, it's magic in the air. All right. And more stats, just because we keep making history, right? The first time Washington has won back-to-back games by 20 or more points since 1997. I wasn't even a twinkle in the father's eye yet. Dan Snyder hadn't even taken over the team in 97. And that's the last time we won back-to-back games by 20 plus. All right. Since 1970, no team with a rookie QB has scored 150 or more points in their first 5 games, meaning combined, until the Commanders. We are putting up points at an unbelievable rate. All right. In the last 3 games, 38 points over the Bengals, 42 points over the Cardinals, 34 points over the Browns, 114 points right there. Another 18 to the Giants, another 20 to the Buccaneers. This offense, Cliff Kingsbury, Jayden Daniels, the QB coach, Anthony Lynn, the running back coach, knows how to put an offense together. And I'm not done with these numbers, y'all. Jayden Daniels is now the first player in NFL history. I've been saying that for the past 3 weeks because this man does not know how to stop making history. Okay? Is the first player in NFL history to have 1,000 plus passing yards and 250 plus rushing yards in their first 5 career games. Not Dan Marino, not Michael Vick, not Tom Brady, not Drew Brees, not Patrick Mahomes, not Lamar Jackson, not Cam Newton, not Johnny Unitas, not Peyton Manning, not Eli Manning, not Phillip Rivers, not Aaron Rodgers, Jayden Timothy Daniels. And just put it in perspective, first 5 starts, he is 101 completions out of 131 passing attempts. So he's only missed 30 pass attempts in 5 years. That's a 6 per game. 4 touchdowns on the ground, 4 touchdowns through the air, and 2 interceptions, fine, but he is making up for it on the ground. 1,135 passing yards, 300 yards on the ground, and we are currently sitting 4-1. How many more history-making moments can we make as a team? How many just dogs? And go back to this offense. Terry was a little out of his element. Earlier in the game, he had a reception that was punched out by JOK once again that led to a fumble recovery by, I believe, JOK again. And I think that might have led to the Browns to a scoring drive. I don't quite remember. I wasn't watching all of the game. And then Terry, there was a shot in the end zone for Terry where he just bobbles the football against his helmet. I'll keep playing the clip, but he catches it and bobbles it and fumbles around. He gets a knee in, but he doesn't have full possession. Thus, they took the touchdown off the board. But you want to know who came today to play? Number 2, Dyami Brown. 2 receptions for 57 yards, including that 41-yard bomb scorching the secondary for a touchdown to get us with like 26 seconds left in the second quarter to go from 17-3 to 24-3 going into halftime. How many bombs? Because this deep bomb throw is every game, and it keeps getting better and better to no matter who it goes to. And just to clarify on that Dyami, when Jayden was asked about this after the game in his post-conference, wearing a beautiful chain, he asked and told Cliff, let's take a shot, and Cliff would give him that. Jayden mentioned that it's an open-door policy with Cliff, meaning he can walk in and tell Cliff what he's capable of and comfortable with. And to his credit, Cliff is thinking about it. The past few games, Terry said, talk with Cliff. I want to get a shot. Jayden said, I want to give Terry a shot. Give Dyami a shot. And it happens like that. And it's working out beautifully. You want to know how bad we were winning this game? In the fourth quarter, with about 12 minutes left, we put in Marcus Mariota. Now, granted, he went 1 for 3 for -2 passing yards. But we were up by that. I think at that point it was 34-6. We decided to put in our backup quarterback. I cannot remember the last time we were up and we said, let's start our starters. Let's just give him the off. I cannot think of the last time this happened. This team is balling out. And back to the post-conference game, Dan Quinn presented London Fletcher. Should be in the Hall of Fame, linebacker for Washington, one of the greatest players to play in Washington. Gave him a game ball because he did this post-game radio session, London did. But recently, for those who don't follow us on Instagram, don't follow Mr. Fletcher on Instagram, he recently lost his wife, his beautiful wife of, I believe, 20 years to cancer. So Peters gave him a big hug. Dan Quinn gave him a game ball afterwards, and just thoughts and prayers out to the Fletcher family once again. But this team is doing big things. It's just beautiful to see. Jayden Daniels making some just great throws and more history. All right. Shout out to Next Gen Stats. Jayden Daniels faced 4 unblocked pressures in the first half, converting on all 4 into a first down. 2 for 2 for 78 yards, 2 scrambles, 36 rush yards, and a .135 efficiency or EPA. I'm going to look at the definition against unblocked pressures, the most by any QB since 2018. And now he has the most rushing yards by a QB in their first 5 career games ever, beating Steve Young in 1985 with 233, beating RG3 by 241, beating Bob Douglas 1969 for the Bears. Jayden Daniels 262, now 300 yards on the ground. More history, folks. More history. This kid cannot stop making history, and I'm not mad at it. Looking into the future, our next 5 games, and we'll break these down obviously as a reaction. You guys are going to want to like and subscribe, hit that post notification bell every time that we upload to keep keep up to date, Instagram and TikTok and Twitter to keep at it as we keep posting more content. Our next 5 games: at Baltimore next week on the 13th, versus the Panthers on the 20th, versus the Bears on the 27th, the Giants November 3rd, and then at the Steelers, or versus the Steelers November 10th. Our next 5 games: AFC North, NFC South, NFC North, NFC East, AFC North. We have a potential to go 5-0 these next 5 games. Do I think it'll happen? I think we could lose against the Ravens, and I think the Steelers are always going to be a tough matchup. The Bears shit on the Panthers earlier today, like 36-10. So they could put up, because that defense, Montez Sweat, Jalen Johnson, and the crew could put up big things. We could easily go 3-2 in these next 5 games. That would put us at 7-4. If we go 5-0, that would put us at 9-1. Even if we go 4-1, we're at 8-2 by week 10. Or by week 11, excuse me. And there was a stat, I'll try to find it. We could go 6 wins and 6 losses the rest of the season and still have a 10-game win record, and make the playoffs. I haven't seen a start like this in years, and I am just so giddy, and I just don't know how to not talk about it. And with those 5 games, we're not traveling far. Adam Schefter pointed out earlier today, we most likely won't get on an airplane until week 15 we go down to the Big Easy in New Orleans. The only true road games, weeks 5 through 13, at Baltimore, like I just mentioned, at the Giants, like I just mentioned, and at Philadelphia later in the season, and we have a bye week in week 14. We are staying up along this East Coast for, week 5, for 9 weeks, for 2 months. We're staying on the East Coast. Because you'll bus down to Carolina. You'll bus up to Baltimore. Chicago's coming here. It's great. It's a great time to be a Commanders fan. It's a great time to be a Washington fan. I cannot remember the last time we had so much momentum and hope. I vaguely remember the RG3 days, and I cannot remember a time like this. I wish the other fellows were here. I wish we had a guest. I cannot express. You guys let me know down below. How excited are you that we're through 5 games, 4-1? Jayden might have just locked up Offensive Rookie of the Year, even if he performs a little bit below average. Through the first 5 weeks, he's been in MVP conversation. Now it's a little bit early. You shouldn't be having those conversations week 11, week 12. But hearing Greg Olsen talk about it, hearing Skip Bayless talk about it, First Take talk about it. They're no saying Jayden Daniels not only has Offensive Rookie of the Year, he might have MVP. I don't even think RG3 was an MVP conversation like this. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. I don't think I am. We keep making history week after week after week. If y'all had told me that after the Tampa Bay loss 37-20, we would have gone 4-0, making history week after week, and we'd be 4-1 going into week 6, I would have called you a liar. Because I would have said, man, based on these teams, we would have lost to the Browns. We would have lost another game to the Cardinals, but we didn't. We're winning. This name means something in the NFL. Now, it took new ownership and everything and winning, but teams are like, oh, we got to face Washington. Oh, we got to prepare for Jayden. We got to have an extra DB on Terry. We got to watch out for Zach Ertz coming through the middle, through the slot. Wait, Luke McCaffrey can block and catch. Noah Brown coming back hopefully next week. With this defense can put up sacks. Because I think we're sitting now as a team at around 15 or 16 sacks. I'll pull up the official numbers. Teams now have to prepare for us. Baltimore is going to have to prepare for us because that's a damn good squad. Really good. They just wanted to overtime beat the Bengals. We didn't have to do that in overtime. They did, but that's besides the point. But again, haven't had hope and momentum and legends coming back and fans coming back and tickets pricing going through the roof. And like Jayden Daniels based off like 2 games ago, and I think still is now, the highest selling merch jersey on NFLshop.com. Couldn't tell you the last time that happened. But I'm not mad at it. I love it. I'm excited by it. If I'm a little red in the face, that's a good thing, although my blood pressure might be going up. It's another time for another discussion. But just excitement. Y'all let me know down below as I wrap this up how just enthusiastic and excited about this just palpable feeling that Washington now means something in the NFL. Let me know down below. But let's head into later this week. Let's head into the Baltimore preview. That's a damn good team. So we really have to prepare for that. But guys, don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube. The road to 500 subscribers continues until we get there, and then it's the road to 1,000, and so on and so forth. But hit that subscribe button, post notification bell to show every time that we upload. Instagram and TikTok at Ballin and Burgundy Podcast, Twitter at BIB Podcast 22. If I'm normally watching the game and you follow us on Twitter, you'll see me post about the highlights and the plays. But go follow us on all social media. Shout out to Rio, Tone, Corey, Washington Daily for supporting us since day one. You guys can go follow them. Links on the description. Or if you look at the thumbnail, they're always posted in the thumbnail and they're tagged on Instagram. But let's enjoy this victory Monday, as I know all of us will. Let's head into the rest of this week. Let's get some rest and let's raise hail against Baltimore. But guys, where my dog's at, raise hail, and don't forget to stay ballin'. We'll see y'all out there.